Oh my gosh, where do I even start? I guess I'll start here. No, this is not a Call of Duty killer, but god damn it, is this a fun game. So Xdefiant was just in beta, and I actually had a chance to play it, and this game is fun, man, and it's so cool to actually have a first-person shooter that is slightly competitive, but it's not sweaty as hell. So let's just jump into it. What you're watching is Xdefiant gameplay. I was using a shotgun just because, oh my gosh, the shotgun was fun to use. All the guns are fun to use. We're gonna start with the positive. We'll jump into not necessarily negative, but things that are kind of just like, it's gonna take some getting used to playing this game. And I honestly don't want them to change very much, honestly. But let's jump into the positive. So right off the bat, this is a Ubisoft game. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that them over there at Ubisoft are really trying to make a hit with this one? Because Xdefiant is not only fun, but again, like I said, it's slightly competitive because there's no skill-based matchmaking.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I 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 need it!
So I'm not getting in every lobby and having to try my hardest, but you will still find players that are pretty damn good, even though the game was just in beta. It was still some sweaty ass people out there. Don't get it twisted. So, one thing I like about this game being a Ubisoft game is that every specialist, because you don't necessarily have per operator, you have a certain specialist that you pick, and they have operators in that class set. So we have people from the Watch Dogs series, we have people from the Rainbow Six series, we have people from the Far Cry series, and then, you know, so on and so forth. It's really cool to even see like people from Splinter Cell like coming into this game, like the potential here for like battle passes and stuff, because hey, Call of Duty, I'm looking at you. This is a free to play game. And when you are a free to play game, it's way easier to sell people on a battle pass. Okay? So I don't know, man. I think that's the biggest problem with Call of Duty right now is they charge you $70 up front, and then they try to charge you per bundle, per battle pass, per this, per that. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Call of Duty. We're here to talk about Xdefiant because it's the hot fire, man. It's the hot fire. And this shit is good. It's so good. So, let me start by saying, besides the specialists, because I of course went Watch Dogs. I love Watch Dogs. I like the certain abilities that you had. Basically, you had like a spider drone that you could send out, and he would go like latch onto somebody. You literally seen it in the gameplay. Latches onto somebody and shocks them, and they literally like can't move. It's kind of like a shock stick. And then the other one, I think, is kind of like a decoy. I'm not sure what the other one was. I didn't really use it. And then your mega like superpower is or your specialist bonus, I should say. Your specialist bonus is basically EMP, like you just get the EMP the whole map. So I mean, that's cool. I was really just using them because I again like Watch Dogs, and that's cool, you know. It's just cool that I can pick a character from a universe that's not necessarily the main character from that universe, but it's still something that represents that and represents the stuff I like from Ubisoft. Anyways, what else did I like about this game? I think I liked the most was when I very first seen gameplay of this game, and I know a lot of people did, they seen the sweatiest people trying to force it and be a movement game. Now, Ubisoft, Xdefiant developers, if you're listening, if you're watching this video somehow, some way, this small channel's video, all I can really say is don't really cater to what the people are really crying and wanting. Like, this is a new IP. It could really go and be a whole franchise. at this point because it is really that good. But don't soil your vision because of what other people are clamoring for because they don't get it out of a certain one other game. Don't do it, because this game it's a nice gem. So what I mean is, a lot of the gameplay that you've seen early on, because I know I seen it personally, was just sweaty sliding, just movement crazy, flicking left and right, just a whole bunch of stuff that, for me personally, I don't want that in video games. I don't. It's a place for it, but I just don't want it. And it really turned me off from the game, but it wasn't until I actually got my hands on the beta myself and started playing, and I was like, dude, this game is fun. And it's the fact that it's not crazy aim assist. Like, it's very jarring, but when you get used to it, it's not even a problem, dude. You're like, oh, this feels good, because I feel like you actually have to have some kind of skill. You can't just move left and right, jump up and down, do all this crazy stuff and kill me. You gotta have good aim in this game. Otherwise, you're just gonna look like a fool. And I love that. I love that, because Call of Duty misses that. It lacks that so much. So, but anyways, that's just some of the stuff I do like. Again, I wasn't trying to like put the negatives on yet, but one of the negatives I will say is probably dude, you can see it in this gameplay. I went on a kill streak and I didn't get no kill streaks. Now, I think that's a beta choice because, again, this is a new IP. You don't want to throw like kill streaks in the beta because necessarily people start going off, and then new players are automatically turned off because they join matches, or, you know, they get in these lobbies and it's nothing but kill streaks and stuff. So that could just be a beta thing. So I'm really hoping the final game does have some form of kill streaks. Rather it just be like Call of Duty classic ones, like, you know, 357, and they all stack, and then you got your Moab, whatever. That would even be cool, but I don't know. I still want this game to have its own identity, but I do feel like if we're just gonna call it what it is, you know, Call of Duty Killer, it has to have some kind of kill streaks, and it has to have some kind of prestiging. I think those are the two things right now that they could add to this game that would solidify the fact that, yeah, it's gonna be a potential Call of Duty Killer, honestly. But I don't want to call it that because it has so much identity in its own right, and it's such a fun game in its own right. And I really hope that when it does come out, it's, again, going to be free to play. So it's no reason for people not to jump into it. But I hope when it does come out, from the point that I've played it in the beta, that not too much change is going to take place. Because, again, I feel like they have a good vision here. And instead of adding, I feel like they can add to it, but they don't need to so much change where they are right now, because everything feels good. There wasn't really any technical glitches. I didn't run into any like bugs, like get stuck, or any frame rate issues or crashes or anything like that. The game ran very, very good. So besides just little things I can add here and there to just make it a more fun experience, man, the gameplay itself is just good and it feels good. So anyways, that's really all I have for Xdefiant, at least for now. I know I'll be jumping in day one as soon as it drops, because I liked what I played, and it feels like they're actually going to care about what the community wants. Whether they just full send and change the game completely, or they keep it really to their core vision and it feels a lot like how the beta is. Either way it goes, I will be jumping in day one. So let me know, did you guys play Xdefiant? How did you feel about the game? Do you feel like the no aim assist is just too much? Do you feel like the game does need something like kill streaks or prestiging? Or do you feel like it's just fun as is? Just a fun game, you can jump in, get a couple kills, and, you know, jump out. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.